after receiving the typhoid vaccine. Measles is highly contagious. It can cause severe complications and even death. Vaccination against measles offers the best protection against the disease. Let's protect our children from typhoid and measles rubella. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in collaboration with UNICEF and the World Health Organization.
Well, it's the 5th of July. A very good afternoon to you from wherever you're watching us. You're just in time for the Lunchtime News, where the youth are being urged to tone down on the public protests, and also a section of lawyers are against the Public Order Amendment Bill that will be in the courts. I think that is definitely this week. I'll be bringing you details of that, including sports, in this particular bulletin. A very good afternoon to you once again. My name is Yambo, and on the sign language is Anne Wangeshi. We want to begin with matters of welfare, where Principal Secretary for Correctional Services, Salome Beko, says that the government remains committed to empowering vulnerable groups and uplifting livelihoods. The PS, who oversaw the distribution of food and non-food items to over 4,000 women in Kamwange village, that is Gatundu North, Kiambu County, called for a political tone down to enable the government deliver on its development agenda. On his part, the Gatundu North Member of Parliament, Elijah Njoroge, urged the government to establish a special welfare fund for widows and widowers across the country. The MP said a section of the population has long been neglected and continues to suffer in silence.
Matabu mingi sana sisi watu mama wa wale hawana bwana, kwa sababu kuna wengine wanakaa vibaya, wengine wale hana watu wa kuangalia. Sasa sisi sote hatufanani, tukisema wengine lakini si mimi. Kuna watu wamekaa vibaya sana, wako chini sana, hawana watoto, hawana kazi, hawana nguvu, wengine wako na miaka 80, 70.
Serikali through the social services vile wanasaidia wale wazee, wakuwe pia wanasaidia wale wa mama na wazee ambao ni wajane, kwa sababu pia wako na shida kama za wale wazee, na pia wao ni watu wetu, na tumesikizana sisi wote, tumefanya public participation na tumetumana kwa President William Ruto akuwe anakumbuka pia hao vile anakumbuka wale wazee.
One of the things in response to that the government has done is to establish a court here so that their rights can be attended to. Before, the people here would go to Gatondo South to have their issues addressed, but now they can have their issues addressed here. We are also forming associations here. All the widows have been encouraged to form associations so that we can come ward by ward by ward.
And the government has launched a rural electrification project at Ntithini Market and Gitareni areas in Mugwe and Igambangombe ward. A move aimed at addressing the electricity shortage. Speaking during the launch, the Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Energy, Alex Washira, and Principal Secretary for the Blue Economy, Betsy Mudhoni Njage, affirmed the government's commitment to improving the lives of residents through key infrastructure projects such as electricity. The leaders emphasized that access to power will greatly enhance small businesses and uplift the community's economic status.
tutaweka takriban 7,800 homes hapa Tharaka Nithi. Na kwa sababu Tharaka Nithi iko na 3 constituencies. Hii constituency ya Chuka Igamba Ng'ombe iko na 170 million shillings ya kuweka stima.
Na pia amesema ile pesa imetengwa Tharaka Nithi. Na Alex challenge lazima uongezee. By the time tumalize hiyo miaka 2 na William Ruto na tumpatie ingine 5. Igamba Ng'ombe lazima ikuwe na stima. Tharaka Nithi lazima ikuwe na stima.
And African countries have been challenged to embrace innovation to aid value addition to farmers and startups. Speaking during the conclusion of the 2-day inaugural Next Frontier Africa Summit 2025 in Nairobi, Kenya Development Corporation Director General Nora Ratemo termed the forum an eye-opener in tailor-making new financial options for emerging farming technologies and SMEs within Kenya and beyond to ensure inclusive economic growth. On his part, Principal Secretary at the State Department for Cooperatives, Patrick Kileme, said the government is working towards reducing the 40% post-harvest losses recorded by farmers due to poor handling, weak storage and broken supply chains.
That feedback we've been able to get, and I think that's a key takeaway we live with in terms of how are we going to rejig our products in KBC and develop also new products for specific sectors, especially the digital and creative. They actually give us feedback on what kind of financial products they are looking for. We now understand what gaps exist, where is private sector not able to support these specific sectors, and now with that information, KDC now can be able to go into the market, discuss with our partners, and be able to raise resources to support those sectors.
The East and Central African market, who are importing milk from Europe, from all over the world, we feel we have a geographical advantage. We feel because of our distance advantage, we should be able to be very competitive if we are able to convert our milk into East outbound, and have appealed to KDC to work with our milk processors, KCC, Miro, Githunguri. We can see what can we do? How can we convert our milk to instant milk as we go and look for market in East and Central and Southern Africa.
Moving on, Energy Petroleum Cabinet Secretary Opiyo Wandayi says the cabinet has designed development projects that address the unique and diverse population. Speaking during the launch of the rural electrification projects at Sababe and Mache B villages in Malaba sub-county, Wandayi welcomed criticism from opposition leaders, stating that President William Ruto plans to develop the country equally, leaving no region behind. Kakamega County Governor Fernandez Barasa, who had accompanied this year, warned against unending politics as it will derail development.
Hii mradi ambao tumekuja kuzindua siku ya leo itasaidia watu wengi sana katika hii eneo kwa mambo ya stima. Vile vile tuko na mpango ya kuweka ile stima ya high mast katika Chegulo market, ili wamama, wazee, vijana waendelee kufanya kazi hata usiku.
Na mimi nitakuwa mstari wa mbele pia kuongeza pesa ili tuweze kusambaza stima kwa maboma zetu hapa. Na mwaka huu tumeweka shilingi milioni 30 kama matching fund. Na ningeomba shirika letu la REREC wafanye ile matching fund. Mimi nikiweka 30 pia wanaweka 30. Ili tuongeze stima kila mahali hapa katika sub-county yetu ya Malaba.
A section of lawyers have faulted the Public Order Amendment Bill 2025, sponsored by Nairobi County Woman Representative, that is Esther Passaris, saying the bill is unconstitutional and infringes on the freedom of expression as enshrined in the Constitution. The lawyers, who have since vowed to oppose the bill in the courts if adopted by Parliament, says its contents are aimed at reversing gains made for Kenyans to picket. The bill by Passaris is proposing to amend the existing Public Order Act 2023 to designate assembly and demonstration zones and includes penalties for violations.
Justice for 2020. Unfortunate to see members of parliament become tone deaf to the needs and the cries of the Kenyan people, and in specific the Kenyan youth. And I want to tell the members of parliament to remember that in 2027 they will come to seek for re-election, and the people will deal with them as they deem fit.
Is a carbon copy of another one which had been proposed a few years ago, and it was declared unconstitutional. So really, these people are not innovative. They just go to their library, pick a document, and then bring it to court. They will go and pass it. I assure you, it will be passed in parliament. But the court will go and use the previous judgment to say, oh, you brought it again. It is unconstitutional.
Huwezi ukakuwa you are the mouthpiece of a punitive regime. Hiyo bill nataka kupitisha, the first bill you are supposed to pass ni ya kwamba police brutality should be a criminal offense, and we are supposed to be seeing you pushing for wale watu ambao wameuliwa washikwe.
And a group of grassroots women leaders from Coast Region is calling on the youth to end protest and instead embrace dialogue and reconciliation to address the issues affecting them. The leaders expressed concern that the frequent protests have resulted in the destruction of property, destruction of businesses, injuries and loss of lives. They also warn that such unrest risks reversing the government's economic gains, deterring potential investors. The women want the government to be given time to deliver on its campaign pledges as outlined in the bottom-up economic transformation agenda.
Mambo ya maandamano jamani sasa yasite, yaishe. Sisi kile tunaomba wapeane serikali nafasi, serikali iweze kufanya kazi. Tumeona yale mheshimiwa amefanya, Mheshimiwa Ruto, na tunasema azidi kuendelea kufanya. Kama hujafikiwa, bado utafikiwa na maendeleo yale ambayo yanaendelea. Kwa hivyo sisi kile tunaomba kama kina mama, maendeleo jamani, vijana wetu wayasitishe. Wampe Mheshimiwa Rais nafasi aweze kufanya kazi, na wao wenyewe pia watajua ni kazi gani inaendelea.
Tatu City has unveiled its latest real estate project, Jabali Towers, a modern commercial and residential development that promises high returns for investors. The launch of Jabali Towers marks a new phase in Tatu City's growth as a hub for investment and urban living. The project, expected to deliver up to 25% returns, is attracting both local and international interest. Located within the special economic zone, the towers will benefit from tax incentives and world-class infrastructure, giving investors and residents a competitive edge.
What attracted me to it is it's the uniqueness in it. It's a very new concept. The fact that I can live and work in the same places, shop in the same area, worked very well for me.
Bali Towers creates a huge number of jobs at Tatu City. We already have 25,000 jobs. That's people coming into work or living and working in Tatu City. That number will go up with additional call centers, additional textile and industrial facilities that are coming in. And then when you have a large-scale development like Jabali Towers, which is 88,000 square meters, we create thousands and thousands more jobs.
Let's take a break on that note. We'll be back with more news.
Looking to advertise on KBC? KBC announcement services are now available on eCitizen. Visit kbc.ecitizen.go.ke and fill out the online application form. It's simple. 1. Complete the form. 2. Upload required documents. 3. Receive a quotation based on word count. And 4. Get notified via SMS when your announcement is ready. Please note, clearly indicate the type of announcement, service station, and all relevant details. 2. All applications must be made online only. Manual submissions will not be accepted. And 3. Announcements will air after news bulletins. For assistance, reach us on email ecitizen@kbc.co.ke or use our social media handles, Facebook, your Facebook account, and X at your X account. Or you can call us on 0723 892 654 or 0734 780 124. KBC announcements. Simple, fast, and digital. The men and women in boots, they are commanded to defend and protect the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the Republic of Kenya. Their bravery knows no limits.
Make a man go through the wall without breaking the wall. Laziness, it is not in our vocabulary.
But what are their stories, their tales? Military Tales, every Saturday at 9 p.m. with Ben Troy Njoe.
And Lamin Kamara with his first career goal.
Ni muda wa kuhesabu kwa ajili ya kusherekea fasili na asili ya soka barani Afrika, ligi za ndani na magwiji wasiotambulika.
Mangeni Alvin anaichanja ndani uzuri. David!
Michuano ya CAF ya mataifa ya Afrika 2024 ni njia ya kuzindua kupanua mtandao wa wachezaji ulimwenguni. Timu itakayoshinda itazawadiwa dola za Marekani milioni 3.5 pamoja na kujivunia kulinyanyua kombe hilo. Pata manufaa zaidi kutoka kwa CHAN 2024 mubashara na kipute cha kipekee kwenye runinga ya KBC Channel 1, mwenzio wa dhati michezoni.
Thank you for staying with us. We continue with the news, where the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties has rolled out targeted media training in Taita Taveta County in a bold move to safeguard accurate political reporting ahead of the upcoming elections. Journalists, bloggers, and digital influencers were brought together to deepen their understanding of the Political Parties Act and to promote responsible, law-abiding journalism that strengthens Kenya's democratic space.
As the country braces for a dynamic political season, the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties is taking no chances with misinformation.
Demands that those voices must be heard.
This week, the spotlight turned on Taita Taveta County, where dozens of journalists, bloggers, and influencers gathered under one roof to understand the laws behind headlines.
Tunataka media iweze kutusaidia kuhakikisha ya kwamba hii information imeweza kufika nyanja zote kwa grassroots.
Through intensive sessions led by officials from the Registrar's Office, participants were taken through the Political Parties Act, the rights and responsibilities of political organizations, and the media's pivotal role in shaping informed political discourse.
Tuweze kujadiliana vipi ambavyo wao na sisi tunaweza husiana kufanya kazi pamoja ili tuhakikishe kwamba hawa watu ambao kwa jamii tumewacha nyuma sana katika mambo ya kisiasa, vipi tunaweza warudisha, vipi wanaweza kujumuishwa, and how as a country we can move forward.
For many in the room, it was a time eye-opener. They hailed the training as a much-needed bridge between media freedom and electoral responsibility.
Na huu ushirikiano utaweza kuendelea mbele hata mpaka kura na even hata baada ya kura.
Tuhamasishe kila mmoja katika nchi yetu ili tusiache nyuma mtu yoyote katika hili gurudumu la kisiasa na demokrasia.
The ORPP says this is just the beginning, with plans underway to replicate the initiative across the country, ensuring that as the digital age evolves, so too does the integrity of Kenya's political reporting. Ben Chumba, Lunchtime News.
Thank you, Ben Chumba. We take a look now at news making headlines in the counties where authorities in Meru County have issued a stern warning to those hell-bent on causing violence and destruction of property during protests, saying the law will not spare them. This and other stories in our county news roundup.
Speaking at community meetings within Meru County Security Team comprising County Commissioner Jacob Auma, Deputy Governor Linda Kiome, and County Police Commander Ambrose Steve Olo acknowledged the constitutional right to protest, but emphasized that such actions should not endanger lives, destroy property, or threaten national unity.
Uhalifu hautaruhusiwa Meru. Kama wewe ulihusika kuvunja hoteli za watu na kukula mandazi yao, tunakukamata.
Still on protest, a court in Molo, Nakuru County, has released Molo MCA Joseph Ngware and his assistant Simon Monene, arrested in connection with the June 25th anniversary protest on personal bond, citing insufficient justification by the prosecution to keep them in custody.
Faithfully and truly give my counsel.
And in Busia County, the county secretary and the head of public service news desk, Oscar Juma, has been sworn in as Busia County secretary and also as the head of public servants in the county by the Busia local chief magistrate, Edna Nyaloti.
I want to assure you that I fit the bill and I commit to serving you with loyalty, dignity, honor, and strict fidelity to the Constitution.
In Kajiado County, calls have been made for the country's Ministry of Education to put in place more strategies to deal with cases of dishonesty during school games, a move that has been said to be depriving legitimate students of the opportunity to develop their talents.
When we have fellows who are not eligible boys and girls playing in our fields, it denies our bona fide students to grow their talents in schools. Remember, these are students who are supposed to be helped to grow talent in schools. So when we have those of us who are so-called villagers, or in the right word we call them Mamlukis, playing in our games, it does not go well for our games.
Aaron Marie, Lunchtime News.
Youths have been challenged to pursue careers that would equip them with skills that would later translate to self-employment. Speaking during a graduation ceremony at the Lantons Academy, the school's founder and director, Joyce Gikunda, emphasized the institution's commitment to equipping youth with skills that create wealth and job opportunities. The event also highlighted partnerships with various training institutions aimed at empowering young people to achieve their dreams. A total of 60 students completed their training in beauty and hairdressing. The colorful ceremony was graced by parents, friends, and education stakeholders.
This is the first of its kind in East and Central Africa. We are honored to partner with L'Oreal. They have trained us. They have supported us in each and every way. They check the standards. They train us from our trainers from South Africa, from France. So we are so excited because according to our theme, transformation journey, it fits in so well. We are transforming people who are below hope.
After nearly a decade at the helm of the Kenya Dairy Board, Chief Executive Officer Margaret Kiboji has officially exited, bringing an end to a tenure that has marked several changes within the country's dairy sector. During her tenure, Kiboji oversaw regulatory reforms within the informal dairy sector, where milk production rose to over 1 billion litres annually, with industry's revenue hitting 9.4 billion shillings in a year. However, challenges remain, especially pricing and regulation. Dr. William Kimutai Maritim now takes over in an acting capacity as the board plans for a permanent replacement. Margaret Kiboji remains the first woman to head the dairy board since its establishment in 1958.
Very excited that we have left an industry that is stable, an industry that is very attractive, an industry that is able to give return to the stakeholders for the value that of the money they have been able to invest.
We've worked very well together. She's really grown the dairy industry leaps and bounds, from a deficit in milk to a surplus now in milk in our country. She supported the farmers and indeed put more money in the pockets of the farmers.
She's shown extremely good character in terms of humility, professionalism, and firmness. She's gone the iron ready of the sector, because despite being very calm, she learned a period where informal dairy sector was in the worst state.
Former Roads Minister Franklin Bett has urged the government to take a stand on the recent unfolding political events in the country, warning that if the trend is allowed to continue, it will result in anarchy. According to Bett, the continued tension will lead to mistrust, animosity, and an unstable political atmosphere in the country. He further called on the public to work with the police and political parties to focus on reconciliation and unity and scale down on negative statements for the sake of peace.
With trepidation and shock, I have watched the recent events unfolding in the country. It is shocking indeed that the utterances from politicians from both divides are insightful and potent with little consequences. The government must take stand and sustainable steps to pacify the people. Pacify the people by making pronouncements that are persuasive and that are trustworthy.
The county governments have been urged to remit the county pension fund dues on time. Speaking during the fund's annual general meeting held at Bungoma Hotel, CPF Senior Group Executive Director Joseph Rono said that this year's county pension scheme has improved compared to the previous years. He further stated that if counties had remitted effectively over the last years, better results could have been posted.
We've had our annual general meeting for 3 of the pension funds which we manage. That is the old scheme which is called Lab Trust. We have the County Pension Fund and CPF IPP schemes. So we are very excited to give back the report card to our members in terms of what we've been doing for the last 1 year. Just some of the few challenges that we've had, the challenges which counties are going through. A number of them are not remitting contribution, but we keep having engagement with them to remit contribution so that we can invest for these members.
Gishugu Member of Parliament Robert Gishimu Gethinji has expressed optimism that the ongoing coffee bill in the Senate will help streamline the sector as it focuses on strengthening cooperatives and ensuring reforms are done with full consultation of farmers. The MP further noted that the economic empowerment of farmers is based on how strong the cooperatives societies are. He was speaking during the meeting with coffee cooperative chairpersons from his constituency at the Gishugu NGCDF office, Kirinyaga County, over the proposed direct settlement system, that is the DSS. The DSS seeks to pay coffee farmers directly through mobile money platforms, bypassing the cooperative societies that have long managed farmers' earnings and services.
Ya kwamba ilikuwa ate mlitutuma msilipwe pesa yenu ya kahawa kwa njia ya simu. Tumekataa kabisa. Wakulima wetu walipwe na njia ya simu, atena walipwe pesa kidogo kidogo. Hiyo tumekataa kabisa.
Tunaangalia maslahi ya mkulima hapa, na kama mkulima kahawa ni yake, pesa ni yake, si alipo vile anataka ipitwe, hiyo pesa ipitie na DSS kupitia cooperative.
Farmers in Laikipia East, Laikipia County, were treated to a free and educative field day organized by agricultural experts aimed at helping them make good choices of seeds, cultivation methods, and safe pesticides. Speaking in Maili Sita in Laikipia, the Amiran Kenya CEO Matt Dune officially opened a center of excellence that manufactures seedlings and pesticides. He further stated that the aim of the center is to aid in exposing hybrid seeds to farmers to improve low-quality ones that they have been planting.
We're bringing you innovation, we're bringing you solutions, we're bringing you technology, we're bringing you expertise, and we're just not here to sell you a product. We're here to bring you a solution. It's all about making farmers successful and making the economy grow.
The idea is that we showcase the latest technologies, and that includes hybrid seeds and high quality chemicals and irrigation systems.
Look at sports now, where Chelsea will play Fluminense in the first semi-final of the FIFA Club World Cup on Tuesday night. After both sides won their respective quarter-final matches, Chelsea booked their place in the semi-final with a 2-1 win over Brazilian club, that is Palmeiras, while Fluminense also reached the semi-final with a 2-1 win over Saudi club Al Hilal.
Spain would then go and win the Euros. Can a year on, Marc Cucurella helped Chelsea to the Club World Cup. Here's Palmer. Palmer from range. And needed Weatherton to make the save, which he did. Chelsea will keep this going, though. It is Palmer, this time onto his right foot. Low-driven effort that he's blocked by a crowd of green shirts, including Hios, who is everywhere. Chalabar with a little bit of licence here. Palmer, lovely turn. Cole Palmer setting himself up and getting the goal for Chelsea. Support from Giai. Now Estevao. That footwork's more controlled from him. He's got to get past Cucurella. It's Hios. Takes it out of his feet, drives it in. Cucurella in the way again. He's resisted twice. He'll be asked to do a third time as well. Ball in towards Estevao. The touch is good. The shot's even better. Wow! Short corner. Gusto to Palmer. Enzo Fernandez. It's returned back through. It's right across. Oh! Malo Gusto for Chelsea restores their lead.
Samuel Javier. Nice delivery with his less favoured left boot. And for a right back to deliver like that off the other side was impressive. Here's Martinelli! Lift off for Fluminense! 5 minutes played already in the second half in Orlando. Deeper this time. Koulibaly finding space, and it's in! Marcos Leonardo! They've done it again! Al Hilal, the masters of scoring early in the second half. Again, another lovely disguised pass, but Koulibaly's.
We've come to the end of the news this afternoon. Thank you so much, as always, for your time and your company. My name is Maria Yambo. On the sign language was Anne Wangeshi. More news coming at 7 and 9 p.m. Good afternoon.
kwenye mkulima,
tutamfuga ng'ombe wa maziwa.
tumkame.
Mayouth wote tungewahimiza wasifikirie ati ukulima ni kitu chafu, wajue ukulima ina faida, na hiyo ndio kazi tunafanya, na watoto wetu tumewasomesha mpaka university na hii kilimo yetu biashara.
Tazama Mkulima Jumamosi hii saa 10:30 hapa KBC.
Tukupe uhondo kamili.
Sadakta, hujambo popote ulipo mwanadunia, ni matumaini yangu makubwa kwamba ubuheri wa afya. Karibu sana katika makala mengine, makala ya dunia wiki hii, makala ambayo yanaangazia taarifa za kimataifa. Makala yameandaliwa na kuletwa kwako na shirika la utangazaji nchini KBC na shirika la Xinhua kutoka China. Katika makala ya juma hili, Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo na Rwanda zatia saini mkataba wa amani nchini Marekani ili kukomesha mzozo uliodumu wa miongo kadhaa. Na kadhalika, hali ya kawaida ya maisha yarejea nchini Iran baada ya mkataba wa kusitisha vita baina ya Israel na Iran kutiwa. Baadhi tu ya taarifa ambazo nimekuandalia japo kiduchu, na toa mwaliko wa mapema twende sawa kadi tamati ni kupakulie taarifa hizi na nyingine kindakindaki katika kipindi Dunia Wiki Hii. Karibu. Mimi ni Isaac Lemoka, na moja kwa moja tuanze na taarifa yetu kuu, ambapo Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo DRC na Rwanda zilitia saini mkataba kabambe wa amani nchini Marekani, zikiahidi kukomesha mzozo uliodumu kwa zaidi ya miaka 30 kwenye eneo la Maziwa Makuu.
Hafla ya kutia saini mkataba huo ilihudhuriwa na waziri wa mashauri ya nchi za kigeni wa Marekani Marco Rubio, waziri wa